What up?
Howdy. Today we're going to be doing something I've not been looking forward to.
Neither of us have been.
We're going to tear apart the CR125 and find out what's wrong with it. So, quick history of this issue. About a year and a half ago, we pulled out this motorcycle from winter storage and went to go on a trail ride. And 3 miles into the ride, we locked it up. And then we tore it apart and realized we didn't put any water in it after storing it over the winter. And it doesn't go too well without water. It needs some coolant.
Wasn't good.
So we bought a new jug, new Wiseco piston, put it back together. Seemed to be working okay. Alex took it out without me. I had something going on that weekend, but he takes it out. Rides it quite a bit that day, right?
Yeah, it was probably for 2 hours or so straight.
And it started making a noise and locked up again. And then on his way towing it home, he broke the clutch handle and the brake handle.
No, it was the clutch mount and the brake lever.
Anyway, it's not in good shape. It doesn't run right now, so we're gonna tear it apart and find out what's wrong with it. So, roll the disassembly montage. So we're down to taking the head off. Strangely, when we pulled the hoses from the radiator, no water came out.
Minimal.
So we don't know what happened. Alex put water in it with coolant, but there was none in it. So we've burned it up in the engine. Maybe head gasket blew or something. I figured it'd be blowing smoke if we burn up all the water in
It
it.
did smoke a lot right after it seized, but not anyone before.
I don't know. Anyway, there's no water in it, so that's probably what caused it. But let's pull his head and see what it looks like. See how bad it is. We're gonna need a flashlight. The head itself doesn't look too bad. Doesn't quite look like anything exploded down in there. The exhaust side looks like it's been a little hot. Let's see if we can see down in the cylinder now. So my initial assessment, sticking the finger down in there and feeling of the wall, it's not bad. I thought it was going to be gouged out and we were going to be due for a new cylinder, but it doesn't seem to be. Maybe a reed issue. I mean,
Let me check the.
when they brought it home, they said it would run, but it just didn't act like it had any power. So
Check this.
maybe we've got a reeds that are messed up. Could be a ring. We'll have to dig in a little further to see what's going on here.
Yes. Oh, that hurt.
Scrape your finger.
Cut it.
Oh no. Bad.
Nah.
Go all the way up the top, Alex. Why are you coming outside?
Fine.
So I've taken the carburetor off to get to the reed cage. The reed cage is right in here. So we gotta take these 4 bolts off, take this boot off, and the reed cage will pull right out, and we'll check that out.
Can you get it off there?
So the reed cage looks fine. Carbon fiber reeds. No issues there. Guys, Alex and I are not motorcycle mechanics. We're just 2 guys that like to go fast. So we're just trying to fix a dirt bike, make it go fast again. Right now.
That's the plan.
Haven't found any real issues yet, so we're gonna take the jug off the cylinder. I think motorcycle people call it a jug. Anyway, we're gonna take it off, see what it looks like. See if that piston ring's there. If the piston ring's gone.
We're gonna have to check the case.
But if the ring's gone, I thought we'd see damage to the head. I don't know. Take it off, find out, right? So as we're taking stuff apart here, I like to put our nuts and bolts back in place when we can. That way they're not just laying around and we're guessing where they go. If we put them back in place anywhere that we can, that way we know where they go and we'll have less extra parts when we get it all put back together. So our shifter cart doesn't have power valves in it. It's got power valve plugs, but the dirt bike still has power valves, so we gotta take it loose before we take the jug off. You don't have to take the power valve assembly out of the cylinder to take the cylinder off of the engine, but you do have to disconnect the linkage that engages it. Out of typical shade tree mechanic ignorance, Alex and I would have been much better off to give this thing a bath first. We've got dirt all up in here where we're taking it apart. Probably not a good idea to have that dirt there. Anyway, lesson learned. We'll wash it next time. Oops. All right, she's loose. So we can pop her up there, Al.
She might need a little tap or two on the old seal. Alright, now give her a shake. There is, in fact, a piston ring on there.
So this is the piston from when we locked it up a year and a half ago. This was really bad on the exhaust side, which is where things get really hot. But you can see there was some material in there that's probably where it locked up. I'm gonna show you the one from right now. All right, the back side's in pretty good shape, but as you get around to the front, there's some marring here on the left-hand side of the bike. Not nearly as much as the old one was. Yeah, here's the other side, right-hand side. Not too bad. Not to say that what we saw on the left was good. That is not good. We'll have to replace this piston, obviously. This is the cylinder from the lockup from a year and a half ago. It is in pretty bad shape. Again, most of the damage on the exhaust side, because that's where it gets the hottest. So this is the current cylinder. Not too bad on the exhaust side, not as bad as the first one I showed you, except we do have some scoring here on the left-hand side, kind of matches the piston. And I think that's probably damaged too much to just reuse this as is. But I don't think I'll buy a new one. I'll probably send these two out and have them honed and replated. All right. It wasn't as bad as what I thought I was going to find, but then again, we really haven't found a smoking gun for what was causing the big lack of power. I wasn't with Alex when it locked up. He said it locked up. That could have been just due to it getting really hot because it didn't have any water in it. Still not really sure why it didn't have any water in it.
I filled it multiple times.
He says he checked it. I don't remember draining it, so I'm not quite sure. The gaskets seemed okay, so I don't think we were. Everything seemed tight, as far as the jug and the head. Bit of a mystery. Like I said, I think I'm going to send those two cylinders out and have them replated. We're going to need a new piston. Alex says he thinks there may be something going on with the transmission, but I can't really do anything with the gears with the piston and everything exposed like that. I need to get the engine back together before we can really check on the transmission. So I don't know. We'll send those out, have them replated, order some piston, some gaskets, that sort of stuff. But it'll be several months before we get that back, but we'll let you know how it goes.